Join us on a reflective journey into the realm of silent communication, where every pause and quiet moment carries profound meaning, inviting a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. In a world where sound often fills every gap, silence invites us to pause and consider its hidden language. It is not the absence of noise, but the presence of something deeper, a space where empathy, thoughtfulness, and understanding reveal themselves without uttering a single word. There are moments when a shared gaze or a gentle smile communicates more than 1,000 rehearsed dialogues could ever capture, asking us, can we truly hear what is unsaid? Imagine a conversation that unfolds slowly, not relying on constant chatter, but rather on the quiet interplay of emotions and intentions. Here, every unsounded beat resonates with the promise of a heartfelt exchange, allowing us to connect on a level that words may sometimes obscure. This reserved power of silence challenges us, encouraging a reflection on how the simplest forms of nonverbal connection can remind us of the beauty residing in restraint and the profound messages that often lie between the spoken lines. In the midst of daily bustle, there exists a quiet poetry that softens the sharp edges of our hurried lives. Consider the unspoken glance shared between strangers on a busy street, a silent acknowledgement that in that fleeting moment, they understand the language of existence beyond words. This everyday quiet invites us to pause and witness the simple drama unfolding in spaces often overlooked, not with our ears, but with our souls. And in doing so, we learn that every quiet moment holds a story, inviting us to explore and appreciate life in its most authentic form. Imagine a scene where conversation is an art of omission, where the spaces between words pulse with as much vitality as the words themselves. Picture a room where the usual hum of dialogue is replaced by a contemplative quiet, a quiet that dares us to listen to the internal rhythms of our minds rather than the external clamor. In this imagined experiment, every silent gap becomes a canvas, inviting us to project our deepest thoughts, memories, and hopes, a balance between what we articulate and what we carefully keep in reserve, which becomes a source of creative energy. By entertaining these thought experiments on quiet, we gently nudge ourselves to question our habitual need for constant verbal interaction, and perhaps discover that the weight of silence sometimes surpasses the heft of words. In this space, we find that the essence of communication is not merely in what is shared aloud, but in the profound understanding that blossoms when we allow ourselves to simply be, to experience the unsaid, and to celebrate the mystery inherent in every thoughtful pause. Imagine a space where the clamor of everyday chatter is suddenly replaced by a playful dance between sound and silence. A stage where words and pauses engage in a witty debate, each vying for attention and meaning. Picture two interlocutors, one fervently extolling the virtues of unrelenting speech, while the other plays with the profound power of a deliberately placed silence. The first unleashes cascades of animated dialogues, each sentence a splash of vibrant sound designed to command the moment. The second responds with a well-timed pause, a gesture that hints at the rich, unspoken narratives swirling beneath the surface of our daily conversations. In this imaginative arena, debates become more than a contest of ideas. They become a performance art where every pause speaks volumes. It is as if the silent intervals between words are not mere gaps, but intentional strokes on a canvas, inviting the audience to fill them with personal interpretations. The interplay is playful, yet purposeful, challenging us to reconsider that communication is not strictly bound to the fervor of spoken language. Instead, each thoughtful pause, each deliberate lull in conversation, contributes to a richer, more nuanced dialogue that rewards those willing to listen deeply. The scene unfolds like a witty repartee, where the rhythmic cadence of speech is punctuated by artful silences that seem to smirk at the endless prattle of everyday noise. It invites us to ask, could the lack of sound sometimes be louder than the most impassioned monologue? And if every pause has a story to tell, what narratives are we missing by defaulting to the incessant hum of our habitual chatter? The debate teases out the paradox that while sound can cover the silence, it is the silence that often grants our words their meaning, transforming routine exchanges into a layered art form. As this playful contest continues, the viewer is drawn into the debate, a conversation where the loud proclamation of ideas and the subtle elegance of quiet interludes converge to suggest that true communication is as much about what is left unspoken as what is articulated. The art of noisy silence thus emerges not as a contradiction, but as an invitation to listen to the delicate interplay of sound and stillness, to embrace the idea that sometimes, in the space between words, lies the most captivating part of the dialogue.